Hello and welcome to Progressive Education Society's Modern College of Pharmacy, Nigri, Pune. Dr. Bhushan Pimple. In this video, we will discuss about the extractive values, their determination, the process of determination, and what are exactly extractive values and why is it important. That means its significance. What basically extractive value is? It is the amount of chemicals that are soluble in a particular solvent. Different phytoconstituents, they have solubility in different solvents. Generally, the solvents used are water and ethanol as far as various pharmacopoeias are concerned. But if you want to extract out the phytoconstituent, you can also try the extractive value by using N-hexane or alternatively petroleum benzene, or we commonly call it as petroleum ether. So in different solvents, you are getting different yield or different presence of phytoconstituent. As the saying goes, like dissolves like. That means if it is lipophilic component, it is sure to get dissolved or extracted by using lipophilic solvents such as N-hexane or petroleum ether. If it is hydrophilic phytoconstituent like sugars or salts, they are likely to be extracted in water. Lipophilic phytoconstituents are steroids, fats, or volatile oil. Besides, there are certain amphiphilic solvents or amphiphilic phytoconstituents which are getting extracted in ethanol, which is an amphipolar solvent. Now, the example for these amphiphilic phytoconstituents are certain flavanols or certain glycosides which have both uh, glycon as well as aglycon part. So there are a range of different amphipolar or amphiphilic phytoconstituents that get extracted in ethanol. So depending upon that, you can choose the solvent. Different chemicals, as we have seen, have different affinity for solvents, which is commonly called as solubility. A single phytoconstituent is not soluble in all the solvents. Its solubility varies. About the process of determination of extractive value, we will require certain materials like crude drug, approximately 5 gram. Minimum 5 gram is taken ideally for determination of extractive values. Then solvent N-hexane or ethanol or water. Now depending upon the procedure, like so suppose if you want to determine the extractive value only to check the purity of the compound, then you need to follow Indian pharmacopoeia or any other pharmacopoeial standards. Therein you require only determination of ethanol and water extractive value or aqueous extractive value. But as far as research is concerned, or if you're trying to get the extract for a research purpose, you need to determine the extractive value for N-hexane or petroleum ether or petroleum benzene as well. Also, remember that the crude drug what you are taking should be coarse. It should not be too fine, because a fine crude drug, in this process we will be filtering it through the filter paper. The fine crude drugs will block the pores of filter paper and they will take a longer time for the filtration of the extract. Certain glasswares like iodine flask which has a stopper over it, then beaker, petri plate, measuring cylinder and funnel we will be requiring. Along with that, equipments like high precision electronic balance, which wherein you can weigh to 2 or 3 decimal points is advisable. Then an orbital flask shaker, it is optional, although you may even shake the flask with hand for 1 hour, but it becomes too tedious to shake it for entire 1 hour. Therefore, I will recommend to have an orbital shaker for even shaking. The procedure: add 5 gram of crude drug in 100 ml of solvent TS, that is either water or ethanol or petroleum benzene, in an iodine flask. Then stopper it and shake continuously for 1 hour. Now remember, if you are using petroleum benzene or N-hexane, which are very volatile solvents, if you are shaking them vigorously, it generates pressure and it may throw away the stopper. So be careful while shaking with petroleum benzene. Just shake and constantly remove the stopper in order to release the pressure built in the flask. As far as ethanol and water is concerned, there's no need to remove the stopper because there is very less amount of pressure that is generated. First, initially you need to shake it continuously for 1 hour, then intermittently for 6 hours, and then allow to stand the iodine flask for in a cool and dark place for more than 18 hours. Together, it should be minimum for 24 hours. Then filter the extract or the solution or suspension through a normal filter paper. Now you'll get the filtrate, which is somewhat colorful. The color depends upon the solvent used or the crude drug used for extraction. Then evaporate this filtrate to dryness in a pre-weighed either Petri plate, or you can use an evaporating dish if your filtrate is more. Normally the filtrate is around 100 ml, not exactly 100 ml. Completely evaporated to dryness, you'll get the dry extract. Now with the help of this dry extract, weigh this dry extract and use it for calculation of percent yield, also known as percent extractive value. Pictographically, the process appears like: first you need to take the crude drug and record the exact weighings, then take 100 ml of the solvent. In this case, I've taken water. Then add both these in an iodine flask with a stopper over it. Then shake it in an orbital shaker. Now shake it continuously for 1 hour in this way. Then filter the solution. You'll get the filtrate. The filtrate, either you can opt for taking 10 ml of the filtrate or you can take entire filtrate. That depends upon the time you have. If you have very less time, you can take 10 ml of filtrate, evaporate it to dryness and extrapolate it to the total amount of filtrate, or 100 ml. Or you can use the entire filtrate. Then weigh a Petri plate, empty, clean and dry empty Petri plate. Then transfer the filtrate to the Petri plate and evaporate this to dryness. Now remember, evaporating 10 ml of the filtrate is a easier task compared to 100 ml. So I normally prefer to choose 1/10 of the filtrate to evaporate. Then weigh the Petri plate along with the extract. You'll get the if you subtract it from the weight of if you subtract the empty Petri plate, you'll get the weight of extract. About the calculations, remember we have to take 5 gram of crude drug, then weight of empty Petri plate should be recorded. Suppose in this case it's 46.250. Then weight of Petri plate plus the dry extract is contributing to 46.730. Therefore, the weight of the extract is 0.48 grams. Now, for the calculation of percent yield, if 5 gram of crude drug is giving 0.48 gram of extract, then 100 gram will give Z gram of extract. Therefore, Z by cross multiplication, you'll get the value of Z. Z is 100 into 0.48 divided by 5. That comes to around 9.6% weight by weight. Now you all know that the W in the numerator is the weight of extract because we have weighed it. and W in the denominator signifies the weight of crude drug we have taken at the start of the experiment. So this is all about the calculations of extractive value. Now, lastly, we will discuss about the significances why a pharmacist should perform extractive value experiments. The first important thing is to determine the quantity of phytoconstituents soluble in a particular solvent. That means, in simple sense, to determine the yield of phytoconstituent in various solvents. Second, to choose the solvent for extraction of crude drug. Many a times, pharmacist is having a query as to which is the best solvent for extraction of my crude drug. So in this case, I will suggest that some phytoconstituents are soluble in more than one solvent. Like we will take an example of caffeine. Caffeine is soluble in both water as well as ethanol. Now, the choice of a solvent depends upon the yield as well as stability of the phytoconstituent in the solvent. So, if the caffeine is more stable and soluble in ethanol, I will recommend to choose ethanol as a solvent. Whereas, if there is a concern about cost, and if you are unable to procure ethanol, then water can be used as a solvent. But remember, water is a universal solvent, so along with caffeine it can take out certain impurities. If these impurities, if you are managing to take care of these impurities later on, then water is also an ideal solvent for extraction of caffeine. So this experiment tells us which is the best solvent as far as solubility is concerned or as far as cost is concerned. Then to calculate the crude drug required for desired amount of extract. Suppose normally what happens is pharmacological researches or studies or even isolation or characterization of phytoconstituent. In this experiments or researches, we require sufficient amount of extract. Generally, we require 10 to 50 gram of extract for our studies. Now, to get 50 gram of extract, how many grams or how many kgs of crude drug will be required can be back calculated by the yield obtained from this experiment. That means in this experiment, if you get 2% as yield for ethanol extract, and if you are choosing ethanol as a solvent for your research study, then you can back calculate if you require 20 gram of extract, you will need to have 1 kg of crude drug to produce minimum 20 gram of extract, so that your research will be carried out smoothly. Or many a times I have found that student fall short of extract during their study, so again they go for extraction. So before going for extraction, calculate the crude drug required for desired amount of extract. So this experiment helps us to determine that. Next, to design extraction process for an unknown crude drug or even isolation of unknown phytoconstituent. Now, depending upon the solubility of extract or phytoconstituent, we choose the solvent for extraction, and also depending upon insolubility, we choose liquids for washing the impurities. Now, we'll take an example of isolation of caffeine. Suppose you are isolating caffeine from tea leaves. Tea leaves have volatile oil. They also have chlorophyll in them. So if you directly extract with ethanol, volatile oil, chloroform and caffeine will come together. Now volatile oil and chloroform becomes impurity. So here what we do normally is we first extract it with petroleum ether or N-hexane. Now in N-hexane, caffeine is not soluble, but these impurities like volatile oil or chlorophyll are soluble. So first extract it with petroleum ether. Now in the next step, use the mark or the powder, and this powder which is defatted or previously been extracted with petroleum ether, use that powder for extraction to extract with ethanol, so that since the impurities are lost, only caffeine will be soluble in this ethanol. So you are likely to get more pure extracts by performing a proper process or designing a proper process for unknown crude drug. So again, this experiment helps us to design the process of extraction or process of isolation. Then to choose the crude drug for extraction, again, there are certain phytoconstituents are present in more than one crude drug. Again, the example of caffeine. Caffeine is present in tea, and caffeine is also present in coffee. Now, if you want 1 gram of caffeine, you can see from this experiment whether which is the best crude drug for separation of 1 gram of caffeine. Our experiments have shown that tea is the best and the cheapest source of crude drug for separation of caffeine, because we know coffee is more expensive as a source of crude drug. So ultimately the cost of process or cost of manufacturing will go on increasing, and ultimately what yield of 1 gram of caffeine you are getting from coffee will be more costlier compared to isolating it from tea. So to choose the crude drug, this experiment is also beneficial. Lastly, to determine the manufacturing cost of an extract or an isolated compound. Suppose you are engaged in isolating and extracting certain phytoconstituents or extract, selling the extracts, you need to determine the cost of manufacturing by calculating the volume of solvent required and kgs of crude drugs required. One may arrive at the manufacturing cost calculation by this experiment. So, I hope it is clear to you all that what are the importance of this extractive value determination.